right. All right, guys and ghouls. I think that probably, hopefully worked. It made OBS crash. So, you know. Hello, Rainbow Dash Crying. Welcome back. So, friends, anyone who still happens to be there, yo, Pale Shayla, good to see you. Do let me know if that helped our video situation. It is a learning experience on my end, and but you're not a CRT. I haven't had a TV talk to me since the old CRT the tutorial threw out. That's crazy. Hello? Oh dear. A TV's talking to me. I thought Chris found you a new home, if I'm being honest, but hey, good to see you. Yes, Pale, I see you. Can you hear me? Do we have a problem? All right, Real Talk friends on TikTok, if y'all can hear me, just confirm that if you can. Welcome back. It is my hope that the settings I was playing with will still can't hear me. Okay. Let's see what we can do about that. Okay, great. Thank you, Pale. I've been poking around at this thing all afternoon, and it is a cantankerous beast, to be sure. So, I reckon we'll just kind of stumble through this game a little bit and get into some chit chat type stuff. Where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? Let's go to Cathedral. What the heck? Let's live dangerously. Let's go to Cathedral. Thank you for the like, Germ. Welcome aboard. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, we're playing Saros again. I don't think I have the voice to do an Evening of Wander song, though we'll definitely get back to that game. I'm glitching. Oh, fantastic. I assume you mean like lag. Let me do this. Maybe that will make a difference. I don't know that it will, but it might. Yeah. People say that all the time, Pale, and I gotta be honest. At a certain point, you just have to assume that is me saying this, not saying it's a problem with you. I have to assume it's a problem on my end. I keep trying to find things that'll fix it, but nothing seems to work. Twitch seems to respond a lot better. I thought if I got TikTok to run through OBS, it would make a difference, but it really does not seem to. So, I don't know that how much more I can do tonight. But rest assured, I will take anybody that feels like hanging out, but if you don't want to stick around for a glitchy, crashy live, I would not blame you. But rest assured, this is a problem I'm aware of and I am trying to fix. Yeah, Dwarf, I can see that on my stream manager too, on my phone. TikTok is still having problems, but I am... Yeah, Pale, thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. TikTok just does not seem to want to cooperate, and that's incredibly frustrating. And I just can't, for the life of me, figure out what I'm doing incorrectly. So, but at least I'm glad that that it's a little smoother on Twitch. You know, small victories and all that. What are you doing? Give me that money. So now we're just I'm just grinding. I'm just looking for loot, pretty much. I'd love to unlock the rest of the skill tree. But frig. That's gonna come mostly from grinding. Because we need this material called Halcyon to fill out the rest of the skill tree. And this comes from finding... It'll come from random drops from from chests. And also finding new parts of the biome. And Cathedral is probably the biome I'm the least familiar with. Let's turn this back on. Or at least it's the biome that I've run the least. Y'all know how I love my just randomly jumping off the edge of cliffs gameplay. I will keep that, thank you very much. So the red projectiles, we can't You cannot dodge through them, and they will break through your shield, so you literally just have to manually avoid contact with them. Ah, bada bing. And this will be good practice because the end game biome, which I will probably try, well, probably, I will definitely try at least once on stream tonight, is the gimmick. The gimmick of that biome is you don't have any, you can't, since you have to go straight into it from the hub, you can't grind any proficiency levels or find like good artifacts. You just kind of have to go in with whatever weapon you have, and then you could of course find gear and level up inside the area. But like Cathedral, you could play through like 5 biomes before you even get to it, so you could be ridiculously strong, and you could just kind of walk through it at that point. So it's definitely easier when you can play for a while, but getting to do an endgame biome with starting area gear is definitely going to be good practice. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. Bolt. Well, let's see. I don't really understand that, but we'll find out how it works through the power of trial and error. Hey man, I'm doing real good. How about you? Hey, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Nuts. No worries. Bam. There's a way to hit these on the floor, but I don't know what that is. That didn't work at all the way I wanted. That's okay. Shielded enemies are kind of nice because you can usually take them down in one hit with melee. Not sure how I feel about the bifurcated crossbow, but there's an achievement for getting and using all the weapons, so we're going to give it a shot. I did not like any of the crossbows the first time I tried them out, but as is often the case, or at least as was the case in Returnal, and as seems to be the case here, if the weapon might not initially seem good, but with the right modifiers, it can be really, really strong. I think that's a pretty common thing for roguelikes in general, but that was a mistake. There we go. Let's try that. Or we could just keep we could keep missing. That's also fine. I like to play in non-traditional ways. Okay, nothing else here. I don't really want a handgun. That up. Where am I? Oh, duh. Where am I supposed to go? Just go straight. For the love of the Lord. Use your head. Ugh. My tea is not quite as cooled down as I'd like. I gotta... Ooh, Halcyon. That's the whole reason we're here. But my tea is not nearly as cool as I'd like. I still gotta burn my tongue a little bit. Pulse discharge. I will take that. Thank you very much. Pulse discharge. If you didn't hear me earlier, pulse discharge on Illumine lets you get rid of enemy projectiles, which is very, very good in this game. This chest, another Halcyon. Great, I will take that. I might want another gun. We'll see. Well, this may grow on me. I don't know. We'll see. To be determined. We'll give it a chance to earn its keep. We're not just gonna throw it out on its, we're not just gonna throw it out on the street before it gets a chance to really prove itself. But yeah, I think I was saying the crossbow, a really good combo with the crossbow is razor bolts, which lets you do, which causes your arrows to do damage over time. Combine that with power generator, which changes all damage dealt into, which gives you power for your super weapon for every time you deal damage. So basically, if you have a really good fast charge, which basically lets you like rapid fire your crossbow. If you have those three things, you could basically have full power for your super. You could be using your super weapon literally all the time, and that is obviously really, really good because the supers in this game are busted, or they can be. Some of them aren't that great. At least there are two that I haven't figured out personally how to make good yet. I just want to lock onto the guy that's directly in front of me, please. Is that so much to ask? There's another guy. Ah, that turret. I'll get him. Easy. But yeah, you get a crossbow with that deals damage over time, fires really, really quickly, and changes all the damage you deal into energy for your super weapon. You're gonna melt some bosses. The shotgun also has its place. I'm still kind of learning how to use the shotgun effectively. Because what I'm learning about the shotgun in this game is it's not really meant as a DPS weapon. It's meant as a stagger weapon. Because if you can get enemies into a stagger state, then your melee can be like a one-hit kill. And that is, anything that lets you kill enemies quickly. So basically, if you could just walk right up to an enemy, down it with a shotgun blast, and then finish it off with a melee strike, you're sitting pretty. And these projectiles travel exactly as fast as those enemies, which is really, really funny and really inconvenient. If I still had my smart rifle, that'd be easy work. But we live in the world that we live in, don't we? Alright, I think I got everybody. Alright. What's over here? Oh, we got a solar cage. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, there's got to be a way to get up there. I have all of the traversal moves. There should be nothing that I can't find. Acolyte's Wager, I'll take that. I am going to be wanting a new gun soon. We got our overdrive built up. We'll save that. We'll probably have at least one, like, really tough mob we'll have to deal with before we get to the boss. But I'm actually pretty close to the boss, I think. It's gonna be another fight room. Yep. We got the dogs. We gotta fight the dogs. Paulie, get out here. We got a bunch of these dogs. We gotta hit the dogs with our laser fist. Then we got Mahatma Gandhi up here. We gotta shoot Mahatma Gandhi with the bifurcated arrow. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know what I'll do if I lose my Twitch account with 14 followers. I don't know how I'll ever recover. I don't say that bitterly. I've said this before. I don't do Twitch for, to monetize. I do it for fun. I do it for the love of the game. I really... you would think that a mob that flies in a, consistent, predictable pattern would be on the easier side, you'd think, right? But those, I think they're called tributes. But tributes, one of the biggest pains in the neck in the game. And I don't know why. I think it's just because they're easy to forget about. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm bad. It's also a strong possibility. I'd be willing to bet. I thought about this. I should have looked when I bought it. When I bought this game. I bet there's some crazy psychopath out there that got this on day one, had the platinum in 12 hours. Some absolute mad lad that saw Saros was coming out on the 30th and said, Jarvis, clear my schedule. I am not leaving the house until I have the platinum trophy. And son of a biscuit, I'm sure they did it. Uh-oh. Yeah, we got an alpha. Alphas are, as you might guess, a little harder to deal with than your average bear. Is there a health tower? Or does he just gain health back? Okay. Yeah, he just has regen. I think we'll need to bust out the super on him. Actually, you know what? Let's... Did I just miss? Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright, I'm a little bit bottlenecked, but it's okay. Just do this, get up and around, flank them. Bam. Alpha's easier than betas? Oh golly. If that's true, I hope that's not true. We only deal with the alpha males here in Saros. Planet oh snap. Well, we could just jump off the edge. That is not a mob we want to see. Kitted out as we currently are. But it's doable. So this fine friend is called Aurelia, and they are by far the strongest common or non-boss enemy in the game. Biggest pain in the neck to deal with. So I am just gonna try and melt her down. Frick! I'm gonna just try and melt her down with my super, and then just hopefully. That's what I say. I should have saved my overdrive. And I keep diving off the cliff. Okay. Aurelia's down. No problem. Everything else is trivial. Really wish I had a different gun. Especially because it occurs to me that I am pretty close to the boss. Let's see if we can get a better super. Yep. I'll take that deal. Would you take that deal? I do not blame you. Damn good deal. This might be a somehow. I don't remember seeing this part before. There might be a Halcyon in here. No, but I will take that. Stage boss is called betas. In a subversion of traditional video game tropes. Impactor crossbow? Not bad. We can do better. Onslaught rifle? I'm tempted. Onslaught rifle's good. It just doesn't have... Well, you know what? I'm not trying to do hitless, so auto-aim is not that important. This is going to be a... Yep. But yeah, it will... I kind of like... The Onslaught rifle's a little harder to use. Because again, auto-aim... You don't have auto-aim anymore, but it does crit. And the DPS is ludicrous. Like, if you can keep calm enough to aim, you can melt down enemies. Like, you see the light blue spots that show up? Well, you know, until that happens. But if you hit the light blue spots, it'll do crazy damage. Like so. Buzzing! Who dat? That's what I'm talking about. Those little, like, tentacle guys could just show up. And if you're trying to do hitless, they will just troll you. It's so... and again, see? No alert noise. You just kind of have to be hopefully looking at your minimap and see that, hey, you have an enemy following you. A bunch of turrets. You think that's gonna stop me? Yeah, Dwarf, I'm not surprised to hear that. And it has always been that way. I don't know what the issue with streaming on TikTok is. I even tried using TikTok. I tried using TikTok Live Studio at the very outset, but it just... I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And I'll be the first to admit, I probably could have better internet. That is on my to-do list as well, but, you know, money be tight. I gotta make calculated risks. I gotta make calculated decisions with the things I put my hard-earned cash toward. So, it's frustrating. More Halcyon, I'll take it. Break the other tuning fork. Yeah, man, I don't know. That may well be. I've literally tried everything else except just directly upgrading my my internet package. And I would be really disappointed to have to do that just for this, but I don't know, I might have to bite the bullet if this is something I'm going to do regularly. Because, like, I wouldn't want, you know, it's consideration for the viewer, right? You know, I wouldn't want to put something out. I wouldn't go on stage and sing a song that I didn't know the words to, or sing a song like mumbling like that, you know what I mean? So, like, to ask the viewer to come on here and watch, like, a compromised experience just seems, I don't know, inconsiderate, if that makes sense. But, I don't know. I don't want this to turn into a Professor Skadad complains stream. Oh, I am... Wow, I've not been paying attention to my health. I am not doing great, but that's okay. Honestly, like I've said before, this particular run is just for stuff, just for pickups. I just want to find more Halcyon so I can finish upgrading the skill tree. If I can beat the boss... No, I don't want to risk... I don't want to risk not losing a... I don't want to risk not being able to see health bars. Aurelia, we meet again. What if I did this? Ha-ha! She didn't even get an attack. Well, she kind of got an attack off, I guess, but... Then this little teleporting guy is called Harbinger. And he is just... It's so great, the way he just teleports around the arena. Oy, oy, oy. I don't know. We might make it through the boss. We might not. I don't know. But I got another chunk of Halcyon, which I will gladly take. Saturnus, thank you for the heart. Very much appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. We got another chunk of Halcyon. We'll be, if nothing else, we'll be walking out of this run with 5 Halcyon, which is really, you know, the desired outcome. Thanks, Dwarf. I will do that. Alright, Priestess has some kind of cool mechanics. So in, like, her pre-Phase 1 phase, she spawns the 3 ads. You gotta take out 2 of them. And then the third one becomes the boss. And then at which point she's vulnerable to attack. After a little while, she will go back at she'll go back into the mirrors. It's probably possible to one-cycle her. I am not skilled enough to do that. Overdrive's ready. That's good news. Whoops. I should have dashed. Okay. Phase 2. Whew. Phase 2 really isn't so bad. Phase 2 and Phase 3 really aren't so bad because you get this big wide open space. So they're going to throw that little thing on there. They're going to spawn these two platforms with the tuning forks. We're going to melee the tuning forks. All while dodging all of these projectiles. Hit both of the two. We're going to hit the 3 tuning forks. I guess it's 3. My bad. We're going to hit the 3 tuning forks, at which point she will become vulnerable. And then we're just going to unload. And we'll go ahead and use a Lumine, because that's got projectile cancel, which is really, really nice. And does decent DPS. At about half health, she'll go back to 3. She'll do the whole, they'll throw the little sphere in the middle of the arena again. They'll start doing a ring around the rosy. They'll spawn the tuning forks again. Just rinse and repeat. And since we got power generator on this rifle, it means we can, just by doing damage, we can fill our super back up. And just do that. And that's phase 2. Phase 3 looks much more intimidating than it really is. It's basically, I'm going to get my own phase 2 with blackjack and hookers. So you got 3 platforms with a little ring around the rosy orbs on them. You break the tuning forks. You make her vulnerable. We're going to use the super to take out half of her health, which is going to make her reset the tuning forks. Take out 1. You could parry these projectiles since they have little stars in them, but we're not going to do that. It's not necessary. And that's it. Priestess is down. Thank you, Nada. I appreciate the like. Oh.
You are so close now.
That's my wife. Pick up the money. Literally survived that by a thread. I think when we get the true ending, it's gonna matter which one of these we pick. because, like, you could pick any of them, but it would seem that they all lead to the same destination. Excuse me. But that will functionally end this particular run. So. Ow. I'll share with you, while we're doing all this, I'm trying a new tactic with my teacup tonight. I put I have 2 bags of tea, a bag of throat coat, and a bag of my favorite herbal tea, which is Bengal Spice by Celestial Seasonings. If you are a herbal tea enjoyer and you are sleeping on Bengal Spice, I urge you to change that. That is not a sponsorship. It's just facts. But I gotta say, with the throat coat, it's not very good. New armor alterations available from Primary. Alright. Yeah, 5 Halcyon will get me some nice... Give me a couple upgrades to my overdrive. Let's see. Actually, no, you know what? I'll take that. Fill out that part of it. And there's another one up here that I want to get. Then there we go. But yeah, all of the skill tree upgrades that we have left to get are all dependent on Halcyon. So we need a 10, 20, 23, 23 put 29, 36, 42, 48, jeepers creepers, 48, it is too late in the day for me to be doing math like this. 48, 54, oh my goodness. Y'all, math was my weakest subject. 54, 59. 59, 64, 69, nice. 73, 76, trombones, lead the big parade. 76, 80, 84. I don't know if I count this one. 84, 87, 90, 95, 97, 99, 99, 101. Wow, I'm way farther than 100, 103. We need 103 pieces of Halcyon to finish out the skill tree. I don't know that there are that many left to pick up. Let's see. 103. Somebody help me remember that number. So we got 30 here in Cathedral to find. 30 in Cathedral. 14. So 44. 47. 47. So only 47 in the world. And I don't know how many. There's definitely Halcyon in the Yellow Shore as well. But I don't know how much, because I don't have any way to track that yet that I know of. But there appear to be only 40 on the world map, and I need 103 at least 103 to finish out the skill tree, which I don't know. I gotta be missing something. I'm gonna go see if Blue Chat GPT knows anything. Although I think we got rid of Blue Chat GPT after we finish Act 2. Yep. Okay. Yeah. He gone. He got nothing to say. So that's all right. So here's what I think I'm going to do. Here's the plan. Here's what's about to happen. We're going to risk it for the biscuit, and we're going to give a shot at the last biome. I don't necessarily like going in there with just how did I get so far over here? I don't necessarily like going in there with just an onslaught rifle, with just the onslaught rifle, because as you will see, Yellow Shore has a lot going on, and yeah, a lot of tough enemies. But you know what? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's see what happens. Take what you need.
The shore awaits my challenge. Every time I try, it defeats me.
The Yellow Shore. What is it?
He was just trying to tell you, but you were yapping.
What you want. The nightmare of what you need.
Well said. So, hold on. I actually do want to hear what that audio log was saying.
The shore awaits my challenge. Every time I try, it defeats me. I'm not strong enough yet, but I'm not afraid. I blaze with new power. Each time, I will win. Soon, I will win.
So, I'm going to take a little offshoot. Housemarque, the company that made this game and Returnal, do a really good job of meshing, of taking like a concept and sort of mixing a game's story and its gameplay into it really, really well. Returnal was about mental health and recovery from trauma, in my opinion. But I think I just can't see. I might stream that game someday. I don't know. But I don't see another read on that game personally. But Saros is pretty explicitly about, an initial read, you would say like late stage capitalism. It's easy to say that. But I think more specifically, it's about the corrupting nature of chasing desire, of just chasing after something chasing after want, after something you want, and like exploring the kind of toxic ideas that spawn from a greed-based society. Because like a lot of the things in these audio logs really read like sort of I don't know how to word this. Sort of like toxic positive, like self-improvement podcast sort of things. And it's just really interesting to think about. Halcyon, I'll take it. But so one thing, mechanically, it's well and good to have a game that has that kind of story, fine. But mechanically, in terms of the game, the only thing that really meaningfully increases your ability to survive in this world is the collection of money on every level. Not the weapons you have, not on their own, because as I've said before, I'm going to pause because I see hostiles. As I've said before, the weapons aren't so much as good as the traits you can get. And the traits you can get are determined by your proficiency level. Your proficiency level being the number 25 down here by my health bar. That determines how strong your weapon traits can be. And the only thing that makes that go up is picking up money. your adrenaline level only goes up by picking up money. So you end up playing the game in a way that you're just aggressively chasing money pickups because they disappear after a little bit. And I think that's a really smart way of like mechanically representing like a blind pursuit of, material gain. Because you might have to make a risky play to pick up the money that's dropped. Will it like willfully put yourself mechanically in harm's way? And I just love that how Smart thinks of stuff like that. And none of that would matter if the game wasn't just an absolute blast to play. But it is. Not bad. These things are a pain in the neck. Oh, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let's see.
The shore chose me to receive its gift. I howled in ecstasy as each new limb erupted. First, power. And then, the truth. It showed me what lives beyond the eclipse. I see it. And it sees me.
Whoa! I didn't know I could do that. That's really cool. You stagger in it. How have I always been able to do that? Or did I just get that when I got the super melee when I unlocked this biome? So, yeah, if you stagger an enemy and you hit the melee prompt, you could just rush them from across the map. That's awesome. Oh, I wish I had a different gun, a different gun, a different gun. I wish I had a different gun to go into this battle. Wish I hadn't have to have the gun that didn't aim. I wish I couldn't. I wish I could just focus on my positioning. But these guys all have shields, so the gun would matter anyway. These guys only have shields, wouldn't matter what gun I have. Phil Collins wrote that song. You wouldn't... Look it up. Why are you here? So, kind of my theory at this point. Returnal was a 3-act game. Acts 1 and 2 were like your basic, complete the levels, fight the bosses as they come sort of situation. And then Act 3 was a go back through once you unlock a certain thing and find the secrets and get the true ending. If you played Metroid Prime, it's not dissimilar to how that game's endgame played out. Oh, that's really good. Fine. Thank you for not taking away my ability to see enemy health bars. I don't like having a cooldown on my dash, but... Dash immunity is really good. That's so awesome. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, man. All right. Don't really want. No hand cannon. No shotgun. Tactical rifle's okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Tactical rifle's okay. Yeah, max adrenaline just to immediately eat it. As you do. That's so cool. Oh, hello. When did you get here? Alright, could have been better. Not terrible. You ever just jump off the edge of a cliff for fun? I have. Oh, that dash cooldown's got me screwed up. We might make it to the king, but I'm not liking my chances. That's okay. If I can walk away here with a pocket full of Halcyon, I will still take that as a win. Oh, golly. Oh, there's a... Uh-oh. Crikey. We've woke them up. We've walked right into the nest. Right into the belly of the beast without even knowing about it. Oh, hi, Aurelia. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. I'm just about to serve my famous canapes. By the way, what if I did this? Or this? Sweet! Hello, my name is Max. Max Adrenaline. Oh, that's so cool. Someday I'm gonna stop saying that. It might even be today, who knows? Alright. I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, let's keep looking for secrets, because secrets let us not die. And we can have lots and lots of fun. At the 4th of July, go to the picnic. But it's not 4th of July, it's Memorial Day. Hello. Oh, yeah. Not gonna lie, these enemies are called Promise, and they call them that because I promise you, you're gonna be sick of them by the time you're done with this biome. Alright. Where are we going? What are we doing? I'm not... Let's get all the money. Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. Alright. Okie dokie. Flawless execution. Anybody could avoid the lasers. Only a true pro can deliberately get hit by them. Okay, we gotta up through. Okay, no problem. Shoot the whoop. Void. Ah! I feel like I'm playing Getting Over It. Oh yeah, give me them treasures. Give me them sweet, sweet treasures. No, I'll take this Dream Surge. Don't really care about Lucidite. Nope. I will take that. I'm willing to bet. I'll have to do some digging into this once I finish the game. But I'm willing to bet you could probably grind Halcyon in, you could probably just grind Halcyon in Yellow Shore. Like, it probably spawns infinitely. That's my belief.
I'm here. I'm so close.
Corrupted Smart Rifle. Yes, please. That's great. This run now has a fighting chance.
The work has become too much, even for me. I made a servant. Yesterday's technology
Nice.
and tomorrow's promise combined. A grave robbed. Life stolen. My crime. My constant.
Constant was the name of the blue chat GPT that I talked about in the hub area. I don't really know exactly what happened with, because Nitya is our wife's name, and it was implied through a cutscene that she left because Arjun, the guy that we're currently playing as, was kind of a dick to her. To really, like, kind of super narrow things, to super simplify things. He was just not a good husband, and so she decided, you know what, I'd rather be in deep space on an alien planet than deal with your annoying ass. And, but it seems like maybe she did something too. It's not really clear yet what that is. Oh, I did get volatility on resilience. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's okay, because one hit or immunity after picking up health is probably the second best thing we could pick up. Halcyon, yep. All right, we're gonna have to fight some alphas, if memory serves. Smart rifle makes short work of the little flying guys. As you can see. Yeah, being able to see health bars isn't super necessary, I suppose, but it's just, you know, it can help with making strategic decisions. Excuse me. I'll tell you this. I told you one of the reasons I didn't stream Wandersong tonight is because I've had a long work week, and my voice is tired, and so I'm trying not to go like super crazy. And I know that if I play Wandersong, that I'm gonna have to do voices for all the characters, and it's just no one's gonna have a good time, especially me. But one of the reasons that my voice is so tired is because in the event that I know. Dwarf Knot, you know me in real life, so this is not going to be news to you. But to anyone else who may be watching, I work in theater, and my local community theater just announced their season, and one of the shows they're doing is Little Shop of Horrors, which, if you don't know that show, Cliff Notes version. Giant Motown singing plant tries to take over the Earth by a Rick Moran, and tries to force a Rick Moranis style nerd character to feed him human blood. And aforementioned plant is like is a role that I would like to audition for, and am planning on auditioning for. So it's had me singing, doing some rock tenor stuff in the car, which I don't always do the healthiest in the world. I did some of that, including this morning. And I can definitely tell that I maybe went to a couple of vocal places I shouldn't have, because my voice is paying the price. Oh, we gotta fight the mighty consort. There he is. Oh, this is not going well. I really don't want to use my overdrive on him. Boy, oh boy. Okay, he's down. We can still make this happen if we're careful. Shoo. Oh, golly. My brain is... Let me know in the chat if your brain also is. This might be it, friends. Which is to say for this run, not for the stream. Okay, he's down. That one's down. But now we gotta deal with all their backup dancers. Okay. Hey, Moostar, good to see you. Yeah, funny, we were just talking about how TikTok does not ever like to play nice with my stream. I think I am gonna have to. Me and Dwarfnut were talking about how possible solutions to that, but I do think I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and get better internet at some point. But that's definitely a nice to have, unfortunately. So, which is to say, it's a want, not so much a need. Your brain hurts from your youngest. Was that your youngest I saw you with earlier today? Yeah, it seems it does seem especially bad, or at least okay, so I bet I know what it is. So I spent the afternoon putzing around trying to, figure out OBS and, make cool things happen to try and improve stream quality of life. Excuse me. And I got myself one of them newfangled vertical canvases set up, and I think I did something wrong, or there's something I didn't understand about how it works, and I think that might be what is causing the issues on TikTok. So I'm gonna have to play with that some more. I really I really would like to keep that if I can, which is to say the vertical canvas, but if that's not an option, I'd rather have something than nothing, I suppose. Dwarf, how many was that? So was that both? So, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My brain just short-circuited there. So you had so both of your kids were with you. Of course you were. I saw them both. Oh my goodness. I have no room to complain even. I'm just naturally like this. But yeah, Dwarf, it was good to see you, man. I know we didn't get to talk long, but you look well. Your kids look happy. Like, it seems like things are going really good. here? Take that thing out. Take that. This would be a great time to find a relic that... Actually, no, it wouldn't, because we're going to be heading to the boss room soon, but... This would be a great time to pick up a relic that regain health on enemy kills, but too little too late, I'm afraid. Boom. Did I get everything up here? I think I did. Okay. So we're about to go fight what I believe to be the final boss. It might not be the last time we have to fight the final boss.
Why couldn't you have understood before?
We get 2 redraws, I'm gonna say. Oh, that's good. That's good. But I have to manually aim. Alright. This fight, I'm at, I don't know, probably about 33% HP. You don't get second chance in this biome. You get one shot, and if you die, you die. There's no more recover. I don't think there are any more recovery items between here and down there, which is where the final boss is. This gun's really good, but it means I'm going to have to manage both positioning and aiming, which drastically lowers my chances. But it's markedly better DPS. And it's got power generator, which means more super weapon, which means fewer projectiles on the field. Dwarf, you joke, but it's not an impossibility that the game is going to ask me to do something like that. I don't think it's going to be that exactly, but it might be something like that. I do think there's going to be another... I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as walk up to the final boss and beat it. I think the game's going to ask me to go back in and do some other stuff. I could be wrong though. But anyway, we're gonna do it. I'm going to regret it. I don't think we're gonna walk away with a win in this one, but it'll be worthwhile. As I always say, if we're gonna go down fighting. Hey! Yep.
Shadow commands a challenge.
That line is hard.
Nothing stop you.
Yellow commands a challenge. All right, we do have an overdrive charged up, so that's good at least. Okay.
I'm here.
Sauron, is that you? All right. Let's throw down, big boy. Chat, I'm going to be so real, I might not talk much. Is that phase 1? That's phase 1. Okay. Yeah. Alright, risk it for the biscuit. Ah, listen for that rev. We're not winning this. Yep. We had a good run. That's okay. That was a good attempt. I don't mind that. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Sick. I walked away with 6 Halcyon. I'll take that as a win. I am going to try something real quick. Actually, no. Nope. I'm going to leave it. Never mind. Okay. Back to the action. Red, I don't doubt it.
There's still no trace of Kayla. Engineer Road stands.
It's been a beautiful day to be on OBS.
What the hell are you talking about?
She turned away from Yellow. She fell from the path and was lost.
How's it going, Red? Good to see you. Good to see you as always. Good to see you. We're just trying to deal with the king in yellow here. Come what may. Okay, so overdrive is really kind of as strong as it's going to get. So what's going to be the best option for upgrades? I don't really use that many artifacts. Probably whatever ether upgrades I can get. Help having enemies drop more leucinite isn't going to help me that much. That's kind of good. Oh, I take that. That could be helpful. Parry that much, really. That's not that helpful. Give me to that. Okay. That's probably... Dwarf, as far as internet goes, I've got Spectrum. I don't know if that's what you were thinking, but that is the deck with which we were playing. And yeah, I was surprised, and Red, I was surprised to see King in Yellow appear in Sucker for Love. That was a nice little surprise. I've not read the book. I've listened to the audiobook version of it, but I still think that counts. And yeah, it's good stuff. Oh, gonna stretch real quick. Oh. This game is fun, but it makes me tense up. Okay. One thing I think I'm going to look at real quick. So I've got... Let's see. I've got 2 hidden trophies that appear to be boss related. One of them is going to be for King, and one of them might just be for beating the game overall. I don't know. There's a trophy for Act 1 and Act 2. There's going to be a trophy for Act 3. There's got to be a trophy. There's got to be one more encounter in the tree, like one more lore dump in the tree, because this is probably a trophy for seeing all of the scenes inside the banyan tree. Got one for finding all of the... Oh, I got to defeat 25 hostiles with each of those guns. Okay, that's fine. We can do that. I got to start using Carcosan modifiers, which isn't that difficult. That should be easy now that I've got my overdrive maxed up. Figure out how to do that. I need to start playing with some hand cannons. Maybe I'll do that next run. Got to do that. Maybe I'll do that next run as well. No idea what that is. Not sure how to do that. But yeah, this game is definitely this game is definitely going to be platinumable now that I've got the hitless trophy. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to crack my knuckles, have a little sippy. And I think we're just going to do a good old-fashioned run through the biomes. I think I'm going to look for either a hand cannon or a shotgun. Probably want to at least try. I'll take that. And we're going to try and get the shotgun achievement. So hitting enemies with all pellets means we got to basically get right up in their nose. Not ideal, but doable. Also worth getting. That's really good. Yep. Another pro tip for anyone who ever plays this game on their own. Once you get to the late game, load up on artifacts early, because you're picking up artifacts mainly for their bonuses, like immunity after kill. But the earlier you pick up an artifact, the less of a chance it's going to have negative effects on it. So the only downside to picking up that artifact was it has a very low chance of drive volatility or resilience volatility. but having immunity after a kill is extremely good. Even in a late point in the run. That's actually not as good as you might think. I used to always pick up. It's better to get your artifacts early, because you're not really, especially when you're in late game, because you're not really picking up your artifacts to improve your stats. Your stats will grow plenty on their own. You're picking up artifacts for their like passives. So like the last artifact I picked up gives me immunity after a kill, which is really, really good. And it's always going, and the only downside to picking it up is you have very low chance for resilience volatility. As you get deeper in the game, the downsides of picking up relics gets higher. Like you'll get like high, medium, very high chance for volatility. You'll get different debuffs, like you can take fall damage, you'll get a longer dash cooldown. But in earlier biomes, you will not have those kind of effects. So it's best to load up on artifacts really early on. I will also say, by the time you get to Act 3, artifacts that affect Lucenite drop are not as good. Just because probably by that point, you've gotten all the, like, you're getting Lucenite for two things: to upgrade your proficiency level and your adrenaline during the course of the run, and to upgrade the skill tree back in the home base. But probably by Act 3, at least this is my experience, you will have pretty much unlocked either everything or almost everything that you can unlock in the skill tree with Lucenite already. There's one more. Where is it? Ah. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. We're just going to let him do his thing while we go check out what's over here. I'm going to try and get a better hand cannon. Let me see that again. What was the trophy description? 100% pellet. Okay, so I need to get a shotgun with a lower pellet count. So let's try this. Ultimately, at the end of the day, nothing is going to... Yeah, nope. Can't deal with that guy close up, because he is flying. But we could do this the old-fashioned way. Let's see if we can find some more goodies. That's good. Integrity regenerates at low health. That can come in clutch sometimes. Integrity regenerates on damage regenerates health at low health is better, but that's still not bad. I don't know if I'll pick it up, if I'm being honest. Because at this point, especially starting in Biome 1 and kind of doing this the long way around, I can just basically DPS my way through any fight that I have to take. Yeah, Red, you could talk about alcohol. I don't mind. I appreciate you asking, but it does not bother me to hear other people talking about alcohol. Beans. Let's get better. No, pulse discharge is still far superior. That's always good. Take a little sippy here. All right, back to the action. Red, I do not know what that is. Was it good? Also, what is it? Hello. Excuse you. Sweet potato spirit. I bet that does taste good. At least I assume it tastes good. Is that something you drink straight, I assume? Like a shot? Or is it like on ice? On the rocks? Or how does one take their sweet potato spirit? That's how you get that trophy. I should have thought of that earlier. Drag it straight to try. That makes sense. Just kind of get the flavor of it before you mess with it. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's probably best to avoid the sauce in general, if that's something you're dealing with, for sure. Hello. Ah. Bye-bye. Okay, now let's see. Four. Seven hostiles within 5 seconds. Okay, that's doable. That's not so bad. That's doable. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I assume then is it a clear spirit? I imagine if it's based on a starch, like you know, I know vodka's a potato-based spirit and it's clear. But you talk about bourbon and scotch, it paints a sort of brown liquor picture. So I'm curious. I bet you can make some interesting. I bet you can make some interesting drinks with that. I think that's the only thing I like miss about alcohol is like making drinks like the way one, you know, invents a recipe in the kitchen. Which interestingly enough is one of the things I supplanted that's nope, that's not as good as it sounds. One of the hobbies that I supplanted drinking alcohol with was, you know, cooking, because I kind of use that same logic to make food as I used to use to make drinks. It scratches the itch in a very similar way. Who knew? Flavor combining is flavor combining, no matter what theater it is. Oh, golly. Yeah. You're gonna get up and you're gonna be all crazy. So yeah, remember when I had that really good hitless fight against Prophet earlier? This is not going to be that. Full power and bada bing. Phase 1. Hello, Quincy. Doing real good. How are you? Phase 3, easiest phase. Especially when you have a weapon that just cancels out projectiles. No problem. I remember when I thought Prophet was hard. But that's one of the great things about this game and games like it is, you know, a challenge seems so insurmountable, and then all of a sudden you're just walking all over it. I think that's one of the I was telling one of my friends at work about like the games that I like to play, and he says, do you have like the tag masochistic on your Steam profile? And, you know, maybe. But I like games that are hard. I like a game that fights back. Because I really do like the feeling of, you know, gradually overcoming a difficult challenge through great effort. That's a really satisfying gameplay loop for me. Nope. So yeah, I reckon if we're going to be picking up any more artifacts, it's going to be in Biome 2, but probably nothing after that. The cost, the risk is going to outweigh the reward by Biome 3, I think. Unless we get something really, really good, like heal from low health from damage dealt. That comes in clutch sometimes. Let's see. Kills restore, and that's not bad. I might take that. Risk it for the biscuit. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We did not corrupt. So what we're looking for is a big old swarm of those things to get this achievement. Those little bulb guys. Or just a room full of a lot of enemies. A small room filled with lots of enemies. A hand cannon with a better rate of fire would also be good. Oh boy. We gotta deal with this. Easy. Good stuff. Oh. Bam. Alright. Let's sweat off that corruption. Halcyon. Or, I mean, ether. Nope. How many redraws do I have? Yeah, we'll try it. What the heck? Nope. Nope. Okay. Probably not worth that, but I'm really not worried. This biome is pretty easy. If you don't have a projectile weapon, you can some of the solar cages can make you sweat a little bit, but it's really not so bad. Nope. Keep what I got. This gun's DPS has dropped off a little bit. Oh, that's kind of cool. Alt fire is pretty nice. But not that nice. Holy crow, that kind of sucked. This gun is getting outclassed. We're gonna need to trade this bad boy out for something else pretty soon. Nice. Yeah, not ideal, but onslaught rifle is good. Nope. Should have got the small ether first, that would have been optimal. Are they hostile? Oh, they're trying to follow me in here. Well, they're not going to have very much luck, buddy boy, I'll tell you that. Oh. Onslaught rifle kind of sucks against those things. But it's better than a shotgun. Shotguns in this game are situationally useful. I forget if I've said this to the current crop of folk already, but shotguns are good for stagger. Not so, like they can be good for DPS, but they're better for staggering enemies. Like run up, get kind of close to a guy, dump a load of pellets in his face, stagger him, finish him off with the melee. But if you want straight DPS, it's got to be a rifle, for me. Or a crossbow with the right modifiers. Ooh, is that... Well, let's deal with the problem first. Is that better? Yeah, that's tactical. Far superior to the one that I have. Red, I was really trying to dance around saying that, but I appreciate you being bold enough to take the plunge for me. Hello? Oh. How are you still alive? Okay. I, sweat off that corruption. Power weapon kill. Oh, no. That's okay. All right. Oh, you are... Oh, boy. What if I did this, though? Come on! Alright, we'll do this the hard way, tough guy. Okay. Not terrible. Could have gone better. That did, Dwarf, that is, in fact, in your words, a beta. Also, the super melee that lets you stagger an enemy and then just, like, jump across the map is so awesome. Oh, okay. I had to think about what that meant for a second, and I got there. I got there. I was a little slow on the draw, Red, but I got there. I would say it's been a long day, but that really isn't true. It's been a long week, I'll say that. This is a 6-day work week for me. You know, even though, you know, it's doing theater out in, you know, out of the old Ohio Star. But I will tell you, my brain is a little frosty, a little not firing on all cylinders. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this battle arena, just because, I don't know, I want to. I want to see if I can get up to, proficiency. I want to see how high the proficiency level can get. Because when I did a run last night, I got it up to 95, I think. And I bet it at least gets to 99. And I bet there's a trophy for that. We'll find out. And really, these Nightmare Strands aren't so bad. Especially if you have a weapon that has pretty good DPS. You can gain a lot of levels really quick in here. Like so. There's a health regen tower over there. You love to see it. Excuse me. Buzzing. Kapow. Kapow. How do you like me now? Hoo-ya. Alright, here's another fun little tip. If you ever play this game for yourself. You get grapple Anytime you go into a grapple, you are invincible. So if you are in a unwinnable situation, but you can hit a grapple point, it will immediately save you from damage. Which is, there's a boss fight. The boss fight in Biome 3 really benefits from that. Or I should say you benefit from that. Lots of little enemies. No big... oh, well, we gotta... The Harbinger's kind of a pain in the neck. Beautiful. One more. Oh. Hold on. Oh, wow. We got one more left. One left. Alright, now we're good. I have not tried Stranger of Paradise. I've heard mixed things about it, actually. It's a game I'm interested in. I've heard people compare it to Souls, and I am a Souls fanboy till the day I die. So, you know, I'm open to trying it. It just haven't had the opportunity yet. Red, do you have an opinion of it? I assume you do, or you wouldn't be asking, I suppose. Alright, we managed to pick up, I think, 6 levels being in here. Worth doing, in my opinion. Yes, smart rifle is the play. That's not that good. Smart rifle is like easy mode. Just fire and forget. Oh. I was to a degree, still am a Final Fantasy fanboy. I find every time I go back to Final Fantasy, I don't know, I can't stick with it. Not nowadays. I think, you know, my brain's probably just been rotted too much from action games like this to go back to turn-based combat. I tried to pick up Final Fantasy VI again just about a month ago, and yeah, that did not last super long. But I hear that yeah, I on paper at least like the Stranger of Paradise formula. And yeah, if I will have to keep that in mind to try that. Is that one of the did that game make its way to Steam? I sort of bear in mind it did, but I can't recall off the top of my head. I know. Yeah. And it's, it's still a great game, and I'm really glad I played it. I just have a hard time staying with it now. But I think it's because kind of my philosophy of what I want to be taking away from a gaming session has changed as I've gotten older. As I get older and I have less time to play, I find that I want to have more time actively playing a game than watching cutscenes or like waiting for something to happen. And a lot of turn-based games are, to a degree, and I don't want to oversimplify because I'm not going to say that they don't require thought, that there isn't like, a gameplay satisfaction to be had in the strategy of it all, but I don't know. I just much more enjoy being directly, constantly, actively participating in what's going on. Because, like, maybe this is a better way of kind of looking at it. Ooh, I might want that. Well, let's try it. Yeah, we'll play with that. It's like, if I want to sit down and watch TV, I would rather watch like a YouTube video that I know I can walk away from at any time and not have a lot of stake sunk into like how that movie is going or how that clip or whatever is going, rather than sitting down and watching like a full-length movie that I could get invested in, but also might have to walk away from for one reason or another. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I lost the thread a little bit there, but yeah, I like games like this that I can pick it up, I can immediately be into the action, and I am constantly engaged by what's happening in the game. And that doesn't make turn-based games any better or worse. It's just what I am looking for when I sit down for a gameplay session. Because, I mean, let's face it, when we were in high school, you could sit down and play Final Fantasy for, like, 1 billion hours, and no one would care. I bet I would too. From the things that I've kind of obliquely heard, I am going to have to check that out. Maybe Steam's summer sale. I think they just had a Square Enix sale not too long ago too, which is just. I should have thought about that then. Which way am I supposed to go? Okay. Oh. Neither of those are very good. Neither is that. I got a feeling I'm gonna regret picking up that hand cannon because the damage it does is much less than the smart rifle I had. I'm gonna pick up that,
Threshold exceeded.
and now I get, what's it called? Drive corruption. I don't know what that does. Let's see what that does. All Lucenite is lost on death. Well, it's a good thing I don't plan on dying, boys. It's also a good thing that Lucenite really doesn't matter at this point in the game. Wow, this gun is buns. Alright, I don't have time for this. Was that a waste of a super? Sure. Do I care? Not really. Okay. Unfortunately, it's about to be boss time, and I'm stuck with a weapon that's a little less than ideal. I might have one more chance to pick something up. One or two more chances to pick something up. And I think I might have a weapon left on the ground I can redraw a couple times. But yeah, I do not want to take this hand cannon to this boss fight. Let's see. Yeah, I can. Let's see. Souls-like with a Final Fantasy skin that works also with modes. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely give that a look. It's one of those, like I said, it's one of those games that's kind of been like loosely on my radar for a while. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'll take that. That's good. Yeah, right. Not a 1-to-1, but not a bad duplication though. I got you. Yeah, Onslaught Rifle against Bastion is so good. Because his weak spot is that great big eye, so we could just kind of shoot him in the eye, especially when he does this attack. Forget it. Phase 2's already gone. You blinked and you missed it. Oh. One more. Two more. Where is it? Oh. Bada bing. Alright, then he should be waking back up. And it's as simple as that. A grindy Final Fantasy game? Next thing you're going to be telling me the sky is blue and the water's wet. But I don't mind that. A game can be grindy as long as the grind is fun. Like, what the heck do you think I'm doing right now? I've cleared this biome maybe a dozen times at this point. It's, you know, I'm just grinding it out. But yeah, I don't mind if it's grindy if the grind is fun. Kills drop more Lucenite. Nope. That's a great Illumine. I will definitely take that. Definitely take that. Great Illumine. I'll tell you what I think my personal greatest you know, I did that whole song and dance talking about turn-based games earlier. I'll tell you what I think my personal greatest miss slash personal failing of the past few years has been, and it's something I am actively trying to get back on top of. Well, when I tell you what it is, you'll understand what I mean. Despite recognizing its quality, despite like seeing how good of a game it is and being certain it deserves all the accolades it has gotten, I cannot get into Baldur's Gate 3. I cannot. I just can't. And again, it's not because I think it's a bad game. That's okay. It's not because I think it's a bad game. For all of the reasons I said earlier, it's just not something I can get behind. It's not a game that I personally enjoy playing. And I really regret that. I can see its quality, but I just can't make myself stick with it, and I wish I could. There's a slight caveat with that. I have only fairly recently really gotten into gaming on PC. I was a console boy for a good long while. And I originally got Baldur's Gate 3 on PS5. And the UI on PS5 for that game is just absolute dog water. It is dreadful. And I wonder... I picked it up on sale on Steam a few weeks ago with the hope that, you know, now maybe if I get to play it with its intended user interface, I'll feel differently. But I've not yet taken the plunge. Maybe that would be a fun game to stream once I finally get my technical issues ironed out. But yeah, I'm hoping I have a slightly better experience now that I have can use an actual mouse and keyboard. Baldur's Gate 3 is a lot, and I hesitate to say it's too much. The reason I say that is because I think Baldur's Gate 3, regardless of how you feel about the game, might be the most pro-consumer game we've gotten in a long time. Just because of how much unique content there is. Because that's the thing that really impressed me the most about that game when it came out. It was just, you could play it over and over again and constantly see new, different things. I just really, really appreciated that. Oh, nicely done. Grats on the shoe rack. Bro, that's a tall shoe rack then. Holy crow. Yeah, for sure, man. If I don't mean this in a derogatory way. I mean it sincerely. If your wife has enough shoes to necessitate a basically 6.5 foot shoe rack, then it's probably a really good thing that you did that for her. That is awesome. Oh, I need a little sippy. Golly. Ba-bam. Hiya. Oh no, I definitely do still do it. I don't mind you calling that out at all. It's gotten, like, I don't want to say worse, because that's not the right word, but it has changed. Because now I'll just kind of mutter sentences under my breath. Without being aware I'm doing it. Not all the time, and once I become aware of it, I'll stop. But yeah. But no, that is definitely not changed. Let's see. Oh yeah. I'm just saying now it's like, in addition to repeating my like previous sentence under my breath, as I'm walking around, I'll just start generating new sentences and not be aware that I'm doing it. Take that. I'll take an Acolyte's wager, please. Oh, man. So one thing that's interesting about this game, and that I haven't, I need to think about this fully, because again, Housemarque does really, really subtle bits of storytelling with the things in this game. So, okay, your three, let me bring up the status screen. The three traits that you can level up, they're listed down at the bottom of this menu screen, all listed along the bottom in green, blue, and red, respectively. It's technically green, blue, and yellow, but I'll get to that in a second. They're called Resilience, Command, and Drive. Resilience is related to your health. Like, your higher your resilience is, the more health you have. Command is related to your power, which like controls your shield, your super weapon, like how much of that energy you have. And Drive is related to how much money enemies drop, how much Lucenite enemies drop, and how much Lucenite you'll bonus when you finish a run for one reason or another. So those are the three stats you're managing every time your what's it called? Every time your proficiency level goes up. But I've been talking, when I talk about picking up artifacts, I talk about how has a chance to corrupt one of those. And one of the artifacts I picked up earlier corrupted Drive. And when you corrupt one of your stats, it comes with a debuff, or like a change in the way that stat functions. And in this case, Drive got corrupted, and now instead of bonusing Lucenite whenever the run ends, because you'll get a bonus on Lucenite whether a run ends from a death or from a completion. But if I die, since you'll see negligence there, it says all Lucenite is lost on death. Exactly what it says. However, it also changed the name of the stat from Drive to Negligence. And I know that if your Resilience gets corrupted, it becomes Arrogance, which appear to be like, if you take those, what you could say, positive concepts like Resilience and Drive and push them like too far to the extreme, they can become, if you're overly resilient, you could become arrogant. If you're overly driven, you could become negligent. Which I think is really, really interesting, and I think plays into the what this game's narrative is about. Following to what degree should we really trust the drive to constantly get more and more and more and more and improve and improve and improve? To what degree is that an impulse we should watch? To what degree is that an impulse we should allow to, grow unchecked? Red, to answer your question, the only way to purify a stat once it becomes corrupted is to go back is for the run to end. Whether that be by a completion or by a death. But during the course of the run, it will stay corrupted. There is nothing you can do about it. Yes, I absolutely agree. And that's Housemarque is the developer. Housemarque is the name of the developer behind this game, and it's its sister title, Returnal. And both of those games are just so tightly executed in that regard. Like people talk about the concept of ludonarrative harmony and ludonarrative dissonance, which is to say, how well does the gameplay complement the story that the developer is trying to tell? And both Returnal and Saros do such a good job of marrying those two things together. They're both stories that can only be told the way they're told through a video game. And there's so many little ways that this game sort of kind of quietly pushes you into this experience of, you know, constant greed, constant drive. Like I was saying earlier, Red, the only meaningful way that you could get more powerful during the course of a run is chasing down money. Nothing else matters. You can get a better... like, the guns by themselves are fine, but the guns are really only good if they have good traits. And the only way you can get good traits on a gun is if your proficiency level is higher. And the only way to raise your proficiency level is to pick up money. And the money disappears if it lays on the ground too long. So you aggressively, like, interrupt your own combat loop to go chase after money on the ground. It's so smart. Anyway, let me get off my soapbox. Oh man, gotta fight another one of these betas. But he's already down, so it's no big deal. But yeah, I've been a bad streamer and I've played a lot of this game off stream, so most of the lore stuff that's happened that directly explains the like actual story of this game has already happened. So you know, bad on me for doing that. That said, I think at some point I'm going to pick up Returnal again on Steam and play through that game again. There are things to love about both games for sure. I think I personally prefer Returnal. But that, you know, until I actually roll credits on this game, I don't know how much I can commit to that opinion. But if I think I'd be willing to play Returnal on stream and actually, you know, only play it on stream because I've beaten that game to death. So it's not, I wouldn't feel the need to like, I gotta know what happens next. I gotta know what happens next. It'd be easier for me to put that impulse to bed. Liminal over on TikTok. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Yeah, TikTok's been having some issues today. I only kind of know what the deal is. But thank you for stopping by. I do want to acknowledge that you came round, though. Always good to see you in the streams. You always do. I always know you'll show up. So I do appreciate that, my friend. But yeah, TikTok's having some issues, and I'm not completely convinced it's not my fault. And thank you for the rose. Don't worry, I know it was you. You know, I knew I should have recorded my gameplay footage. I have no alibi. I can't back myself up. Oh, thank you for the heart, Liminal. And Red, to say that I got TikTok streaming to work, the word work needs to be in some pretty generous quotation marks. Oh, I found some dogs. Gary, we gotta avoid the dogs. Thank you, Red. That's exactly what I mean. Generates at low integrity. Nope. I have no idea what happens if you corrupt command. Maybe I'll wait till later to find out, because I got a feeling it's going to be pretty bad. What time is it? All right, got about half an hour. Plenty of time to get into trouble. I think I might. Well, I'll tell you what. All right, boys. Well, since you asked, I'm afraid I walked away from the artifact already. But don't worry, there will be plenty more chances. So my goal for this run is to try and get to integrity level, or not integrity. Try to get to proficiency level 99, or more accurately, to find out if integrity 99 is. Oh my gosh, I keep calling it integrity. Proficiency 99 is the cap, which I think is doable. I mean, it's definitely doable, but the question is it doable in 30-ish minutes? Oh, yeah. Just a moment, please. But I wanted the AI bots. How else will I ever get to be the next, I don't know, Ninja or Burnt Peanut or whoever? Oh, he's still alive. Tomorrow's gonna be rough. In what way? All right. It's good to take these things down fast. Oh, beans and toast. Because they launch these little, like, flesh turrets that can make your life a bit difficult. Case in point. Beautiful. Yeah, no worries, Liminal. I don't think it's you. Don't stress out too much. I spent the day fiddling with settings on OBS, and I think I made things kind of better on Twitch, but I think I made them worse on TikTok. So, I'm going to keep looking for solutions. The Twitch boys know what I'm talking about, but for the people on TikTok that may or may not be watching, I live like in the country, so internet can be kind of spotty unless you get the super mega high power internet package. So apparently, if I want to have consistent results, that might need to be the next thing I try. But I will continue looking for solutions. Red, that fact does not surprise me. Yes, I am. There's a theater that opened up near me. I don't care about you guys, but in case some folks on TikTok are watching, I don't want them to necessarily know where I am. But there's a theater that opened up near me that pays really, really well. Since I am in my own house, I don't have to pay rent, and yeah, it's really quite an ideal situation. But Dwarf, when you say band stuff, do you mean like do you play in a band? Or do you are you kids in band, or Yeah, Red. I am pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure that does explain it. And Dwarf, to answer your question, Wander Song I just streamed live from my PC. I assume that the quality was a scooch better than this. Oh my god, I forgot tomorrow's Memorial Day. Holy crap, that's right. Yeah, I remember those days. I remember those days. I won't ask you, Dwarf, I won't ask you to give me specifics since we're on the internet and all that, but I'll just ask you in this way. Does your oldest go to the same school that we did? Pulse discharge, so no thank you. Boss time. Yeah, this boss you can really you could definitely take advantage of the fact that you get infinite iframes during the grapple, because especially when he does that attack. Well, not infinite. You know, I mean, like, the whole time you're grappling, you'll have iframes, which is to say. And he's down. Okay, it took me a second, Dwarf, because I was like, no TV. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you didn't have a TV. And then I turned my brain on. I've met a lot of people. One of the guys I work with also went to TV. I've been hearing that their arts program is doing really, really well. It was a nice covert way to answer that question. Yeah, no worries, Liminal. I appreciate you trying to look into it. I promise. Trust me, y'all. As soon as I can figure out how to stream more better on TikTok, we'll make it happen. But take care, my friend. Good to see you. Oh, let's go. Just found out a buddy of mine and I are going to be in a show together later this summer. I'm really looking forward to that. Man. At some point, I did something to my thumb, and it hurts like the dickens. Charles Dickens. Oh yes, the band Disney trip. Always a nice memory. I really enjoyed that when we did that back in the day, back in our band. Man, I'm beans and toast. Starting to go a little non-verbal, gents. Who dat? Maybe if I'm feeling well, we can talk about that at the end. Oh shoot, I didn't realize this was a bonus area. Oh well. I don't need it. Look at this damage. So does your school go to? I don't remember if they did when we were. That's pretty good. I'll take that. I don't remember if they did when we were in school, but I'm trying to think. My brain is slowly turning into soup. Did they? I don't remember if TV did like competitive or oh my gosh, marching band competitions back when we were in high school. I don't remember if they did or if they were just like an exhibition band at the time. Look at all that money on the ground. That was smooth. Oh, okay. I can respect that. I think that's how. That's what I was trying to say. I think that's how they were back when we were in high school too. And nothing wrong with that. The point I really wanted to make was I think marching band does a good job of letting kids focus on getting something really, really right. It's kind of hard to explain exactly what I mean, but like putting in the work to like, because being good at marching band is kind of really all about specific detail work. And it really does a good job of kind of giving you that tolerance. Okay. You guys asked for it? Here it comes.
Tolerance exceeded.
It's called ignorance. And what does it do? Corruption effects are not visible. Okay. So, corruption effects. The good news is we've already probably picked up all the artifacts we're going to pick up. So it's really not going to matter that much. But yeah, so drive, command, because if you pursue leadership too much, you become bullheaded, and bullheadedness leads to stubbornness, which could be viewed as a type of ignorance. That's how I rationalize that. So resilience corrupts into arrogance, command corrupts into ignorance, and drive corrupts into negligence. Very cool. Now, I assume that means that we don't get to see corruption effects on items on the ground, not just the ones that we have. But we'll find that out in just a moment. But like I said, in any case, that's honestly not terrible. I would rather have that. And honestly, in a way, that means all of the corruption effects on the stat corruptions are kind of trivial at this point in the game. Because we're kind of past the point where if we lose all of our Lucenite on death, that really doesn't matter anymore because we don't need to spend Lucenite in the skill tree anymore. if we're not picking up artifacts anymore. So okay, so yeah, it does. You can't see corruption effects on the ground. That makes sense. We're not really picking up artifacts anymore, so we don't need to worry about that. There's got to be a way to do that on the ground. But that's for another day. We've got business. We've got scores to settle, boys. Like unlocking that door. Nope. Don't want it, don't need it. Hiya. But yeah, the only reason I don't like having resilience corrupted is because I find watching the enemy's health bars go down really satisfying, and it just kind of from a tactics perspective, because it lets you know which enemies to kind of prioritize if there's a lot of them. But just in like a general gameplay, like watch number get bigger sort of sense, you kind of lose that side of it. Nope, no thanks, don't want it. Not interested, Jack. Try again next week. Don't want it. Not necessary. Whoop. I think I'll keep that. Thank you very much. Oh, man. Parries in this game are kind of cool too, even if I don't use them all that much. Oh, there's the battle arena. Alright. Time to throw down. Actually, you know what? You know what? I was gonna say, I think there's another audio log I have to get in this area, but it's not Halcyon, so I don't really care. At this point, my only two real goals for the game, outside of just playing it for funsies, is get the platinum and roll credits. It's probably not in that order. Immunity after a kill is so busted. If you get immunity after a kill, you can pretty much walk through the game. I mean, it's not quite that simple. You still really have to dodge a lot of projectiles and kind of know what enemy attack patterns are, but essentially, if you have both those things and, immunity after a kill, you can basically walk through the game. It's just one of those. Well, that's a deadly combination. Oh yeah, no, stuff will try to flank you all the frickin' time. Nope. This is so I'll tell you one thing. There are some kind of in that vein, there are some corruption effects that you really absolutely do not want to get. Like anything that causes something that creates a circumstance by which you take damage that you wouldn't normally, like fall damage, for example. That's really, really bad. I would skip anything that makes you take fall damage. But there are some corruption effects that are basically free, and one of them is reduced damage if you're standing still. Which I don't know how much you've been really watching me play this game. But if you are standing still and trying to shoot at enemies, you are not playing the game correctly. Oh. Case in point. I actually didn't realize you could melee those. I thought that was going to be a hit for sure. Didn't realize you could melee those. Oh yeah, go back here. We're at level 70. 29 more proficiency levels to go. I don't think we're going to make the 9 o'clock time limit. But I think I'm to the point where we're just going to kind of power through it, because I just kind of want to get this done. That's another fun little thing. Hold on, let me deal with this clown up here. Where is he? There he is. The green water will damage you on contact, but sometimes stuff can fall in there. But what you can do is, if you're slick, you can bop, bop. Oh, well, maybe you got to do it better than that. If you jump the second you touch your feet touch the ground, you won't take damage, which can be useful if you're trying to pick up money that's fallen into the swamp. This is kind of a tight spot. Uppies. Is there an Aurelia in here? That looks like an Aurelia attack pattern. No, it's just a flyer. I forget what they're actually called. Ugh, okay. Nuts. Nice. Nope. Yeah, if you don't blow those up manually, they'll send a bunch of projectiles all over the place. I love that ability. So cool. No. Well, I've got 14 redraws. Let's try and get a better Illumine. No pulse discharge. No thank you. Oh. Okay. I think half is enough. Chet. Just about to laugh. That'd be really funny if I just got it first draw there. Oh. I was about to take a little sippy, and then all of a sudden I have a new friend popping out of the ground and say hello with his big laser eyeball. How rude. Temporarily. Onslaught rifle still goated. About to have a sun cage fight. Yep. Right. Another fight. Oh, stars and garters. Easy. Okay. All right. Nope, and nope. Okay, almost there. They really just don't want me to have that pulse discharge, eh? Alright. That's okay, we don't need it. This boss is a joke. Onslaught rifle melts this boss. Because once again, sort of like, much like Bastion in Biome 2, the weakness is a big eye, and one of its attacks, it just stands there and looks at you. That attack is cool, but not all that hard to deal with. But it looks awesome. It does it 4 times. Yeah, really, you could pretty much just trade damage at that point. The Onslaught rifle will just melt his health bar before he gets you anywhere near death. Oh, big stretch. All right. I can feel myself getting worn thin, friends. Friends, I want anybody who's watching on TikTok, I want to thank you all for stopping by. I think we are going to have to call it a night here. Dwarf, Red, Moostar, if you're still around, I want to thank you for checking out a little Saros with me this evening. I don't know. I will likely stream this game again just because I like playing it. It's easy for me to talk and play at the same time while I play this game. And there's something about it really kind of gets me in the zone. I don't know. I enjoy playing it. So, but yeah, I hope you all have a good night, and we'll see you next